All right, welcome to biology. Today we are going to be looking at energy flow in ecosystems. And so, really, another way to think about that is the food chain. I'm sure you've probably heard of a food chain before, the top of the food chain, and people refer to that. So, we're going to learn a little bit about what is the food chain, technically speaking, and how can the food chain be impacted and then how that relates to what are called trophic levels, which is really uh, this pyramid scheme for energy flow. So, again, we'll look at that within this reading. And this reading is from the textbook, so chapter 3, section 3 on energy flow within ecosystems. And so, what you're going to be doing is as you read, you're going to be answering questions that are related. In some cases, I'll be asking you to make predictions. So, like this hypothesis right here. And then, as you continue reading, you're going to be able to obviously, hopefully, learn more information and eventually be able to kind of conclude your hypothesis. And that would be the goal. And the other goal of this reading is really to make sure we understand how every organism is connected. Here's an example of what's called a food web. And so you'll compare, how a food chain and food web are different. Okay. And then this one really is the part that hits home on what happens if there's a disturbance in the food web. And this, for me, is really why ecology is important. And this, for me, is why, when we've been learning about, how do organisms acquire energy? How do organisms have relations with other species? And so, whether they're benefiting from one another, working together, working against each other, or mating, we focused on reproductive relationships. What happens if this is interrupted? And so this is really kind of the take-home message, if you will, to everything we've learned so far about how organisms are related to each other. So as you go through the reading, hopefully you'll be able to answer the questions, and some will be easier than others, and some I am again, checking for understanding, but also, can we think about how this applies? And then this last page here, I do want you to read about the pyramids of biomass and numbers, but I don't have any questions for you per se. So our focus really is the pyramid of energy and energy kind of transfer, if you will, and the food chain and food web relationships. So that is our activity for today. Please make sure if you have any questions about these that you're asking for help, and that we can have a discussion in class if need be. But otherwise, keep up the good work and thank you for being here, and good luck.